Presentation of college football brought to you by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. And Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Okay.
Johnny Mack in the deep spot. Danny Amendola. Suddenly this has become a seesaw ball game. Onside kick is tried. Penalty marker down. That ball didn't go far enough, did it, Coach?
No, it didn't go 10
yards. So it looked like it went about 7 or 8 only.
Right.
So A&M and Coach Franchione trying to dig into the bag of tricks here and see if they could catch Texas Tech by surprise, but that didn't happen because of the short kick.
Well, your heart's got to be beating pretty good right there if you call that one. You got a 3-point lead. Ooh, great field position.
There were 3 players offside.
3.
The kickoff team. The kickoff team caught the ball. The ball didn't go 10 yards. Illegal touching. 1st and 10, Texas Tech.
Wow. You talk about crucial mistake in terms of now field position for Tech. Lane Newman kicked it off there, and while it was covered by A&M, it didn't go far enough. You heard there were 3 men offside.
Yeah, get a better look of it there, Gary, but it doesn't travel 10 yards, and they get great field position.
Henderson weaving his way, still on his feet. He's inside the 30, finally brought down. Boy, 19 yards on the pickup that time. Torian Henderson, who has a pair of touchdowns today, finally caught by Johnny Jolly.
Little change up off the play they run a lot, where they fake the sweep one way and come back and pitch it back to Henderson, and he makes a tremendous run down to 22-yard line.
Inside 11.5 minutes to go. 1st and 10 now for the Red Raiders. Here's the pitch out to Henderson, going to the right this time. Eludes one man, turns the corner, and gets to maybe the 19-yard line. Gets only a couple of yards. Byron Jones providing the defensive pressure and bumping him out.
Exact same play, running it back to the other side. Not quite as much success, but still gains 3 yards.
Both of these teams came in 6-3 records, both 4-2 in the Big 12. Henderson now has carried 16 times for 80 yards. He scored 2 touchdowns. Ball at the 20-yard line now. This is 2nd down and 8. Quick pass. But good defensive pursuit. Trey Haverty pulled it in. Didn't have much room to work. 5-yard pickup. Haverty trying to make sure he gets that shoe back on there before he gets back to join his teammates. Once again, this crowd generating a lot of noise, trying to encourage the defense. Texas Tech has won the last 3 meetings in this series. They've won 7 of the last 9. They're trailing by 3 at the moment, but threatening. And now a timeout going to be taken. And that is their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half. So Cumbie heads to the sidelines to talk with Mike Leach, and we'll come back and see whether or not they can convert in the red zone.
This is not what smart travelers do. But this is. For our lowest rates on a great car, there's just one place to go. Thrifty.com. Book smart.
Can inspiration replace the typical small car with something that lives a little larger? More space. More function. More sizzle. America's best small car alternative just got a little better. The Chrysler PT Cruiser. Now starting at just $13,995. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
And I don't even have that insurance.
What insurance, Santa?
The one that pays you cash if you're hurt and can't work.
Huh?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Can you just send out the toys?
This is not what smart travelers do.
I'm the man.
But this is. For our lowest rates on a great car, there's just one place to go. Thrifty.com. Book smart.
This Wednesday, these survivors will discover one of the island's darkest secrets.
Hello?
They are not alone.
Who are you?
An all-new Lost, Wednesday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Well, we expected a high-scoring Texas today. Put your 6 shooters in your holster. We have seen some scores. This was a terrific job on the sidelines for Henderson, and then Courtney Lewis answering back for Texas A&M. He scooted into the end zone. Henderson bounces back, scores inside, and then Reggie McNeil going to the air, finds Kerry Franks. Those have been the big scoring plays in this one. We've got an 18-15 ball game. 82,278 packed in to Kyle Field today. Watching this one now, and the clock approaching 10 minutes to go in the ball game. 4 of 10 on third downs. Sonny Cumbie. The quick release, going for the fade in the corner. Ball is dropped. Jared Hicks knocked out of his hands at the very last instant.
Was a great throw right there. I don't know where Hicks dropped it or it was knocked out of his hand.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah, he just dropped that one. That was a perfect throw by Cumbie, and Hicks, who is so reliable as a receiver, hits him right in the hands. Big drop there. This can tie it.
This will be a 33-yard attempt. Alex Trelica, 4 of 4 field goals, under 40 yards. The kick on its way. He booms it right down between the uprights, and we've got ourselves an 18-18 ball game with just over 10 minutes to play. Well, it got quiet all of a sudden here, but it'll only be for a moment. The 12th man will regroup and start cranking up.
Tell you what, it better be relieved that they held him to a field goal, because they had great field position there, and they've been getting it in the end zone, not settling for a field goal.
Well, Texas A&M has been involved in some close ball games the last couple of Saturdays. Let's go back and look now at some of the Big 12 Conference action. This was against Baylor in a game that went into overtime, and the Baylor Bears were able to get the job done. And they were anxious. They were all over the goalposts. And an upset victory. That was Baylor's first conference win at 35-34. Then last week, with second-ranked Oklahoma in the house, it was the battle of the fakes. And Schrader with that quick toss and a touchdown to Joey Thomas, answering back the Oklahoma Sooners. And this was a ball game that went right down to the final second of the ball game on a tip ball, not once but twice. Schrader diving, couldn't get it in an attempt to tie it up. Oklahoma, bottom line, escaped with a 7-point win. That was a week ago, and under 80-degree blue skies. It's been cold, gray, windy, and raw today, but that hasn't dulled the enthusiasm whatsoever of these amazing fans. Deep kick will not be returned. So A&M now with the ball game tied will bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, another close game, and look at these stats, 59. It's amazing how close this game really is, sitting here at 18-18. Wow. Look at the stats.
Both teams scoring twice, nearly 700 yards of combined offense from these two clubs today, who average right around 800 between them coming in. We just haven't seen the point production that we expected, but still we have got a dandy of a ball game.
Great game.
And this one, as we mentioned earlier on, both teams bowl eligible, and a chance now for either Mike Leach's Red Raiders or Coach Fran's Aggies to get to a major bowl. Here's McNeil on the run across the 30. He steps out of bounds and will step aside to send us back to New York in our studios and John Saunders.
And the BCS Spotlight game presented by ADT Update. Miami facing Virginia. Big game in the ACC. Roscoe Parrish out of a couple of tackles there. And then great block. Frees him up as he goes 62 yards. Punt return for the touchdown. Miami leading Virginia right now 24-14. And Auburn remains unbeaten, knocking off Georgia 24-6.
Bowl implications on each and every one of these games now as things really tighten up down the stretch. Oh, look at this over on the far sideline at the midfield. Courtney Lewis still on his feet. He's coming clear to the near side. Now to the 33-yard line before he's wrestled down. Jabari Smith chasing him and making him. And once again, you see the emotion coming from that clenched fist of Reggie McNeil.
Again, the same play action that they just hit Franks on earlier. This time he's not open downfield. He lays it off. You know, the Courtney Lewis, and Lewis makes a good run to get it down around the 32-yard line.
Here's the reaction we were talking about now as the quarterback comes up there. He's savoring that. That's 5 of those pumps all the way up there to the 33-yard line where he's got a first down. Tied at 18, 9.5 minutes to go at College Station, Texas. This is the final home game for the Aggies, and now a timeout has been whistled. So he'll come to the sidelines and confer with the coaching brain trust, see if they can come up with something that'll put them back into the lead right after this timeout.
The new Jeep Liberty Renegade. With Command Track 4-wheel drive, a 3.7-liter PowerTech V6 engine, and Jeep trail-rated capability, it never backs down from a challenge.
Can you hear me now? Good. Now. Good. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
We ask the same question over and over.
Can you hear me now?
So that you don't have to.
Good.
Verizon Wireless has fewer dropped calls than any other wireless network.
Good. Can you hear me now?
It's what makes us the most reliable wireless network in the nation.
Now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless.
Can you hear me now?
We never stop working for you.
Good.
Capital One Mascot True Love Challenge.
This week, our mascots will meet Melissa's parents with one chance to make a lasting impression.
You hibernated with my daughter. First you bring home a cat, then a dog, and now it's... What exactly are you?
Dad.
Help Melissa choose by voting at CapitalOneBowl.com for the National Mascot of the Year. Tune in to the Capital One Bowl to see who wins.
What's in your wallet?
Well, with the score tied at 18, let's take a look at our Chrysler passing playbook. We'll take you back to the first half. A Texas Tech drive that went 97 yards. This was not a scoring play, but it was a spectacular one-handed catch by Danny Amendola. And he pulled it in, and that was a key part of the drive that, as we mentioned, went 97 yards, part of our Chrysler passing playbook. Coming out of the timeout now, Texas A&M in Tech territory. Everybody standing, watching at the 33. McNeil rolls out. Here's the option pitch. Courtney Lewis banged hard at about the 26-yard line and out of bounds. 7-yard gain.
Okay, the option has been a big part of their game today, and they've really executed them very well.
A couple of times today, they've been able to pick up nice little chunks of yardage on that. Our thrifty post-game report, time permitting, will be coming up with John, Craig, and Aaron. Stay tuned for highlights and analysis from all today's key matchups. Bowl implications, maybe none bigger than what Michigan State knocking off Wisconsin, and Michigan will be in a position next week when they go into Columbus at the Horseshoe to go up against Ohio State. The Big Ten title will be on the line in that one. Pulled down. Great penetration that time. Seth Nitchman breaking through there, number 92. And that time about a 5-yard loss for McNeil.
That was a huge play right there by Texas Tech. Losing yardage on that play. They had about 2nd and 3, and now it's 3rd down and 9.
Time of possession today has been just about even. The scoreboard numbers are even. The total yardage numbers have been almost even. It's just been that kind of a afternoon and early evening in Texas.
Okay.
Time to throw. Flips it out here. Catch is made. Jason Carter. Carter gets them for the first down. 13 yards on the pickup. And they move the chains.
Big play right there. Great reaction by Reggie. You can see now they just kind of leave the receiver Haverty alone. He makes a good catch, but look at the extra effort right here of getting the first down.
Well, that extra effort, Coach, puts them in the red zone, and in the red zone they have had success 30 consecutive times. They have generated points when they've gotten inside the 20. Let's see if they can extend that streak and break the tie. Lewis looking for a hole, gets down to maybe the 14-yard line, 5-6-yard pickup. Vincent Meeks coming across to upend the ball carrier.
Well, Gary, they've had success in the red zone, but I bet Coach Franchione wants a touchdown and not a field goal.
He'd like a little more breathing room. 7:50 and counting here in this 4th quarter, and now 2nd and 5.
This is probably a down that's hurt them the most today. They lost a lot of yardage on 2nd down and short, and they don't want to lose yardage here.
Straight ahead once again. Lewis inside the 10 now.
Well, and a penalty on top of it, roughing the quarterback.
Lewis picks himself up. McNeil picks himself up, and the officials confer. Had a lot of meetings amongst the officials today. There's not been an error-free ball game by any stretch of the imagination. And once again, here's Randy Christie.
Personal foul, number 46 on the defense.
Mike Smith, the weak side linebacker, with the personal foul, and so that is going to advance the ball to inside the 5-yard line.
I think there's a good chance, Gary, we'll see three backs and 2 tight ends right here inside the 5. That's where they've been so successful using that formation. And here it is.
They come out in the power I there, and then they'll probably shift to the T. That has been the norm in these goal line scenarios. And now they make the shift. Handoff to Keith Joseph, the big fullback, to the 2-yard line.
A little bit like the wishbone attack. Just hand it off to the first guy you give it to. He's got the shortest distance to get to the goal line. And a big guy to get to the goal line, isn't he? 252 pounds. Great big running back.
Ball at the 2-yard line now. It is 2nd down and goal. Tie game, 18, same formation once again. Here's Joseph again, the fullback. He's close. Aggie fans holding their breath, but they're going to have to take another crack at it because he ends up, looks like, just inches short of a touchdown. Boy, that's just brute force on force right there.
Well, you can see the play right here. Handed off to the fullback again. He just kind of pushes and powers himself forward. Not really a hole to run to there. He just kind of pushes the pile.
Tenth play of the drive coming up from the 1-yard line. Change the formation this time. It's the big fellow again, and Keith Joseph has the touchdown. The Aggies of A&M have regained the lead, and they've done it with 5.5 minutes to go. Let the kissing commence.
The kissing commence. I tell you, that play was big for them. They ran it about 3 times on that drive for big yardage, and this is the first time that Joseph has hit it. But you can see a good push up front. But a good job by Joseph of getting those shoulder pads low and getting it in the end zone.
His third touchdown of the season, the senior from Houston, a big 256-pounder. Now the extra point attempt. The last attempt was missed by Todd Pegram. This one right down the middle routinely. So it's a 7-point lead at 25-18. And Vince, we've been talking a lot about the 12th man today. How's it sounding down there where you are?
Boy, it is so loud down here on the turf. The 12th man really has made a difference. In fact, 30,000 students, the largest ticket allotment of any university in the United States, and the 12th man making a difference here today. In fact, I thought I'd investigate, what's it take to be part of the famed 12th man here at Texas A&M. So I went to Yell practice, which began last night at midnight, took part in some of the traditional cheers, and then today, as the players made their traditional walk to the stadium, I mixed it up with some of the fans and played the role of Aggie fan there as
nice job.
Hey, but the best perk for the A&M fans when their beloved Aggies score, well, a touchdown on the board means kisses in the stands. And hey, I think these A&M fans, they might be onto something, Gary, Coach.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. And I want to know if there's any truth to the fact that you asked those girls that they got to do that 10 more times to practice.
A lot of takes. It took a lot of takes to get that one right, believe it or not.
I tell you, he had that little grin on his face.
Did he ever? The thing I find most amazing, Coach, at midnight last night here, 30,000 fans assemble at the stadium for Yell practice. They just got to make sure that they got their lungs in shape and ready for today.
And I'll tell you, they've been ready all day. They stand up the whole time. It's awesome.
Well, it's still not over. It may be the last team with the ball. Who knows? Lane Newman's kick. Johnny Mack brings it across the 15. And out close to the 30-yard line, where Sonny Cumbie and the Texas Tech Red Raiders will go to work one more time. But now they trail by 7. And that's the biggest deficit they've faced today. See the numbers for Cumbie. Remember, he averages 405 yards passing a game. You can see now he's got only 243 in this contest. And we were really wondering about how the defense for Texas A&M would respond. Remember, ranked 99th in the nation in pass defense. But Cumbie has been held way below average to the moment. From the 29, they start the move, and they start it going straight to the air. And he completes the pass. Out across the 35 to the 36, Trey Haverty pulling it in. 7-yard pickup.
I tell you, he did a great job of stepping up and throwing it because he got a lot of pressure that time with the blitz, and they hit him just as he threw, but he made a good throw.
Yeah, we could probably tip our caps to both of the defensive coordinators today. Carl Torbush for Texas A&M and Lyle Sentencich for Texas Tech, because the defenses have been tested and we expected a high-scoring game. It has not been that. It's been entertaining, however. Cumbie shovels it inside. Mack on the move. Easy. Gets to the 45-yard line. Archie McDaniel coming up to make the tackle after an 8-yard gain.
Very well set up. Shovel pass, had good blocking on it. Big hole there, and good run for the first down.
At the 45-yard line, first down. We saw Mike Leach over there on the sidelines, the 43-year-old head coach in his 5th year with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. You saw Cumbie refer to the wristband and checking on a play. Now a motion man, a fake. It goes to Mack again. He's got an alley. He swings outside. He's at the 45. He's to the 40-yard line and bumped out of bounds. I want to remind you again, coming up next Saturday, one of the greatest rivalries in college football. Michigan's great freshman duo, Chad Henne and Mike Hart, going down to the Horseshoe at Columbus. They lead the Wolverines against Ohio State, and that's going to have the Big Ten title on the line because Wisconsin, unbeaten up until today, getting thumped at last report by the Spartans of Michigan State. You won't want to miss that next Saturday on ABC Sports. Quick pass over the middle is complete. Fuller at the 30. For those of you who have been watching the UCLA-Oregon game, we welcome you now to College Station, Texas here on what has been a cold, raw day. We expected a high-scoring affair between two teams that average 70 points a contest between them. It hasn't been that high-scoring, but it's entertaining. It's 25-18, A&M leading Tech, but Tech is in A&M territory at the 29-yard line. Gary Gerald along with Vince Welch and Dan Reeves, and we're happy to have you along for the ride. This could be a wild ride in the remaining minutes of this one. Now inside 4 minutes to go. Johnny Mack tries that right side again, and again he busts his way close to a first down to the 19-yard line. John Saunders, what can you update us on now?
It's the singular All-America Player of the Week update. And how about Tyler Palko of Pitt becoming the first quarterback to ever 5 touchdown passes against Notre Dame? To vote, text the word player to 64444 or log on to ESPN.com, keyword singular.
Huge victory for Pitt today over the Fighting Irish. Clock stopped at 3:46 to play now as they measure here. Maybe just a couple of links of change short of that first down. Let's see. They bring it in and spot the ball at the hash mark. See just how close that came to getting another first down.
Tell you, two players that really stepped up here is Johnny Mack has really ran hard on this drive in particular, and then Fuller's made a lot of big plays.
He has. Fuller 7 catches for 124 yards, Coach.
Where's he?
From the 19. Second down and inches to go. Cumbie wants to throw it. Rolls out to his right, throws it, and the ball is trapped and then incomplete. That was Henderson, the intended receiver that time. So it becomes third down and inches. Well, we've seen a lot of yards piled up in this one. A&M with over 400. Texas Tech closing on 400. You see the average per play today. And the plays are almost virtually even, 65 to 63. Cumbie is now thrown for 269 yards, only 1 touchdown. He did have 3 interceptions, and now trying to get the first down. They got a big old dog pile right here, and we'll let them untangle and see whether or not they came up with it. Yes, they did. Chains are being moved.
I tell you, A&M wasn't ready then. They didn't even line up, ran the quarterback sneak, and wasn't even close. Nobody was set on defense in that play.
At the 17-yard line, first and 10, 3:14 to go. 25-18, Tech is down the touchdown. Cumbie flips it off here on the side. Henderson, who has 2 scores today, tripped up as he approached the 10-yard line. Got another great game coming up at 7:45 Eastern on ESPN tonight as the Crimson Tide of Alabama move on to Baton Rouge, where they've only lost once since 1970, looking to continue their mastery over LSU as they take on Nick Saban's Tigers. College football, Saturday primetime, 7:45 Eastern on ESPN. If you'd like more information, just log on to ESPN.com.
Well, executed screen pass on that last one. Second and about 3 now. And trying to score and tie this thing up.
Oh, movement on the right side. Number 75, E.J. Whitley, was moving over there. And we'll see if, in fact, that's what the penalty is about.
Prior to the snap, false start. 75 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
So that moves the ball back to the 15-yard line. Penalties today, 10 against Tech for 70 yards, 8 against A&M for 79 yards. Sonny Cumbie, who averages 405 passing yards a game, throws a strike inside the 10-yard line and squeezing his way down to about the 7. Joel Filani, who is a sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona, making his 10th reception of the season. Now we're coming up. So See what we got here, and this going to bring the chains in again to see whether or not that's good enough for the first down. And a concerned Mike Leach looking on across the way.
You think he's ever concerned? I just think that's his look. He's so laid back. I don't notice he's concerned.
We were asking him when we talked to Mike Leach about the bowl scenario, and he says, you know, I've never been to a bad one. And I thought, well, that's a pretty succinct way of measuring it all up. And there are bowl implications for both of these teams who are bowl eligible. 6-3, identical records coming in.
12th man is huge in this situation right here.
Cumbie to Henderson. Henderson being pursued and dragged down. Boy, that's a big play right there.
Big time play.
Lee Foliaki got a hand on the back of the jersey and just dragged him down.
Again, see, I think that's communication, because I think the right tackle thought the play was going the other way and turned 57 Foliaki completely loose.
Well, it's 6 o'clock, top of the hour here in Texas. We got a lot of noise being generated here by some nervous Aggie fans. They have a 7-point lead, and we're down to just over a minute to play. Cumbie with all kinds of time, now pressured and brought down at the 10-yard line.
Time's a big factor now, too. 50 seconds, the clock's running. They only have, what, one timeout left.
Mike Montgomery had the pressure and brought Sonny Cumbie down. Let's take a look.
Big play.
3rd and goal. Boy, this place is in bedlam. People jumping up and down. Even Reveille's barking, saying it's time to dig in, defense. Let's see what Tech can do. They're running out of opportunities. Here's Cumbie throwing for the end zone. It's high, it's juggled, it's dropped. It is incomplete. Jared Hicks came across from the left side, but he couldn't hang on. Pretty good defensive coverage there. And now your ball game may be on the line. 4th down, 15 seconds to go.
You see the plays, gets good protection, lays it up there. And really a good play right there by Buell.
Jonte Buell had a couple of interceptions earlier today. Was in the mix on that one, and he almost was able to wrestle. Well, he did wrestle it out of the hands of Jared Hicks, who almost hung on. The final timeout has now been taken by Tech. You see right there in the upper right portion of the screen what the situation is.
We said we're going to have a good ball game, didn't we?
Yeah, we were talking
15 seconds to go down. Oh, man.
It wasn't high scoring here, but this is good stuff. 13th play of the drive coming up. With the Pacific Life team summary. Dan, 23 years as a head coach in the NFL. I'm going to put you on the spot. What would you be thinking right now with this group of Texas Tech Red Raiders?
I'd be asking the offensive coordinator, what do you think? No, this is what it's all about. You want an opportunity, a chance to win it or tie it at the end of the game, and you got a chance here. Toughest place in the world is inside the 10-yard line. You got to get it in the end zone. So the advantage goes to A&M, but I would put it, Texas Tech's got an awful lot of plays throwing the ball, and that's what they got to do. They got to throw it here.
Well, here it is. 4th down. Mike Leach is not only the head coach, he is the offensive coordinator. So maybe he had to ask himself, self, what do we do here? That decision has been made. And it'll now play out from the 9-yard line. 25-18 is our score. Texas A&M trying to break recent domination by Tech in this series. The Red Raiders have won the last 3. They won 7 of the last 9. Can they tie it up? Here's their opportunity. They loft it for the end zone. Yes! Touchdown! Jared Hicks couldn't hang on to the last one, but the fade pattern, he pulled that one in. And now they're 1 extra point away from possible overtime on the 9-yard touchdown toss.
Well, A&M decided they were going to come after him and blitz him and not drop back in his zone. So they got man coverage on Hicks, and he's an all-time big-time receiver down in this area because he's so big. A little bumping of each other right there, but a good catch right there by Hicks. Touchdown.
Jonte Buell, who had a couple of interceptions, was the defender. Here's the all-important point after. right down the middle, and we're 10 seconds away from overtime. Alex Strelica with the PAT. My goodness.
A big-time play right there. They say big-time receivers make big-time plays, and he made a big-time play right there.
Well, 25-25. You know, if we do go overtime and we're 10 seconds away from doing just that, it wouldn't be the first time. Let's look back. This was October 2002, just a couple of years ago. And these two clubs managed to hook up for some late drama. Texas A&M going down the field, getting the big-time score right there. They thought they were in the driver's seat. And then it was Tech answering back. But an extra point attempt was missed. And in overtime, it was Texas Tech pulling out the victory, 48-47, as they scored, got the conversion. So that was 2 years ago.
I'll tell you, a couple of plays, Gary, a couple of gambles by Coach Franchione. He goes for two when he could have made the score 13-7. He decided to go for two. He makes the two, but there's a penalty and misses the extra point, and then another extra point missed. So it's all been some miscues on their extra point situations that's caused this game to be a tie.
Daquan Mobley and Jason Carter await the kick now for Texas A&M, and the final seconds will be played out probably on this kick return. Jason Carter pops through one little hole, breaks to the outside. The crowd comes to their feet again across the 40, but then out of bounds, stops the clock with 2 seconds to go. So it's not overtime just yet. Only 2 seconds away. Terrific return by Jason Carter, the senior, out of Caldwell, Texas, a 44-yard return. (25-25). Everybody taking just a moment to kind of collect themselves and get a deep breath. And we'll see what Coach Franchione has come up with here. We would imagine, you know, last weekend against Oklahoma, the game went down to the last play and a Hail Mary attempt that nearly was pulled off. This was that play, and A&M was down by 7. And as it went off the fingertips, it was incomplete. They lost the game to Oklahoma. Here it comes again as we return to live action. Got a man down there, tipped once, twice, incomplete. And we will, in fact, go to OT. Well, how about that? Overtime games. Texas A&M has played 2 of their last 3 in overtime. And let's take a look at this last one here, Coach.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting it that far because it's a long throw. Held it for as long as he could, put it up in the air, give his guys a chance, and it was tipped up in the air. And again, you never know in those situations. That ball bounces around. Kind of funny.
Well, the 12th man has been on their feet, and they've been generating all kinds of noise all day long. It'll only intensify as we go to overtime. ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this word from our ABC stations.
How about Italian?
Nah, carbs. What about that little sushi place?
I was thinking something maybe cooked?
Okay, how about Chinese?
With all-wheel drive and 245 horsepower.
How long have those been hanging there?
You can explore the 4 corners of the world.
I got it.
For dinner.
Happy anniversary.
The Nissan Murano.
How did you get this reservation?
Have you finished your report?
Yeah, but we need a way faster connection.
Get SBC Yahoo DSL for $19.95 a month, only for all distance customers, and get 4 tickets to The Incredibles, a Disney presentation of a Pixar film.
His name's Cole. He was 13 days late. And there was literally a point where I thought I was, going to be pregnant forever. Where you spend your whole life putting yourself first, and then just like that, you're second. And you're just so thankful. That's why I bought a Saturn.
The 5-star crash safety rated 2005 Saturn Vue.
Now with 5 years, 60,000-mile extended vehicle coverage or a $1,250 allowance.
Got a consumer problem? Call the Action 13 Consumer Hotline.
Well, after Texas A&M scored touchdowns on 3 of their last 4 drives, Texas Tech came back. We are 25-25, and we're getting ready now for the coin tossing ceremony that will determine who has the first shot in overtime from the 25-yard line. Captains, and now our referee, Randy Crystal. Let's listen in.
Take it in. It's no distant team. You want heads or you want play it? Heads. He wants heads. If I drop it, we'll do it again. Listen. Call heads. It is heads.
We want to be on defense.
They want to go defense. You want to go toward...
In overtime, you win that toss, you always go on defense, and that's what Texas Tech has elected to do. So A&M will have the ball with the first shot in OT when we come back.
Yeah, we're prepared for overtime, and we can help you be prepared too. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Can you hear me now? Good. Now. Good, good. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
We ask the same question over and over.
Can you hear me now?
So that you don't have to.
Good.
Verizon Wireless has fewer dropped calls than any other wireless network.
Good. Can you hear me now?
It's what makes us the most reliable wireless network in the nation.
Now. 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 Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless.
Can you hear me now?
We never stop working for you.
Good.
Well, 25-25, going to overtime here, and let's check out the rules for overtime. No sudden death. Teams get equal possessions starting at the 25-yard line. That process repeated until a tie is broken, but if you get to a third overtime by any chance, teams then have to go for a 2-point conversion. Tech won the toss. They elected to play defense on the first possession. Now, if you were anticipating the Utah-Wyoming game, we have been informed that there has been a power failure of some time, and that game is on hold. I don't think you want to go away from the drama right here at College Station, Texas, as we now go into overtime. These two clubs, with their identical 6-3 records, are the all-time overtime records, and we are ready with Texas A&M starting at the 25. McNeil with the pitch out, goes to Courtney Lewis. He's got room down the sidelines. Will he get there? Yes! On the touchdown, the first play of overtime, Courtney Lewis goes 25 yards.
Unbelievable. How about who scores the quickest?
Wow.
Get this thing over with, who scores the quickest. That's a great play. Tremendous execution, and again, the option.
Courtney Lewis, who had scored 7 rushing touchdowns this year, now gives way to Pegram, who comes on to try to convert to make it a 7-point lead before the ball is turned over to Texas Tech. Pegram hit a couple of 30-yard field goals that started our scoring much earlier in the afternoon, a long time ago. He converts on the point after attempt, and it's 32-25. Let's go back and take a look at Courtney Lewis on this explosive move to the outside.
Good pitch, right left. Courtney comes.
Boy, Chris shot at him, he couldn't come up with it.
And there's a tremendous block, right there. And that's usually the difference in whether you make a big run or not. And DeQuan Mobley makes a great play that really sets him into the end zone to get the 7 points. Great play by Mobley.
Lewis now over 100 yards on the day. Texas Tech now gets their crack at it from the 25. Sonny Cumbie with protection, throws, finds his man, but not much of a gain for Trey Haverty.
Jolly, what a hit. Johnny Jolly, he's been all over the field today. What a great play he makes there.
Cumbie coming into overtime had completed 30 of 46 passes, 293 yards. By normal standards, that's pretty good numbers. By his standards, that's subpar. He averages 405 passing yards a game. 3 interceptions today. Right now, he's not thinking about any of that. He did have 1 touchdown toss. And he's got some work to do on second down from the 24, out of the shotgun. Buying a little time, in trouble, and unloads it on the far sideline.
I tell you, great pressure right there from David Ross.
Well, today's Chevrolet players of the game, Reggie McNeil and Torian Henderson. Henderson, who had a couple of great touchdown runs for Tech. McNeil, who has been the quarterback and has done it with his passing arm and his fleet feet. And both of them are Chevy players of the game. Each institution gets $1,000 from Chevrolet in the name of those particular players. And again, as always, our thanks to Chevy. Now this crowd really cranked up. Third down, 9 to go from the 24. Cumbie steps up. He throws off the fingertips and almost intercepted. He was trying to hit Hicks there at the 5-yard line. So here it comes, 4th and 9.
Great coverage on the play, and you know, great play before by Coach Torbush. He came in, been hurt by the screen play, put somebody on the back, made him man-to-man, and they had nobody to throw to. Great play on second down, and now it's 4th down, and they've got to score.
Timeout has been taken. Each team accorded 1 timeout in each overtime session, and so a timeout has been called here. Tech grabbing around Mike Leach now to see if they can come up with some kind of 4th down miracle to either get a first down or extend this game to a second overtime. Vince?
Well, this is where the 12th man really comes into play, and the home field advantage has been Texas A&M's today for sure because of the 82,000 plus that are here this evening. But when you're on the road and you have one play in which you're trying to either save the game or win the game, and you have to deal with 82,000 fans screaming in your ear, it reduces the amount of communication, and I think makes a big difference. And maybe Coach Reeves can talk about this. He knows something about playing in noisy stadiums there at Mile High, but I tell you what, the 12th man has been a factor today for Texas A&M.
Oh, there's no question that the whole stadium starts rocking when these people start screaming. It makes it very difficult. You know, it's interesting, Gary, last time on 4th down and goal to go, A&M came after him with a blitz, and Hicks caught the touchdown. It'll be interesting to see if they drop back in zone this time, see what Coach Torbush does in this situation.
Well, here it is, 4th and 9 in overtime. A&M by 7. Texas Tech needing 9 yards for a first down. Sonny Cumbie, top-rated passer in the country in Division 1A, is ready for the chance. He's got time. He dances. He fires. It's knocked away. It's over. The streak has been broken, and Texas A&M has held on despite a 99th-ranked passing defense. They get the job done, and there is jubilation in College Station, Texas. Little smile of satisfaction from Coach Fran as he's escorted across the field. There's Mike Leach, his counterpart. And so the Red Raiders of Texas Tech will go on to face Oklahoma State next week. And now Coach Fran and the Aggies, who pushed their record to 7-3, get ready for the final game at Texas in 2 weeks. Let's go back to the final shot by Sonny Cumbie.
Well, I tell you, A&M got burned on a blitz the last time. It was 4th and goal. They dropped back in zone this time, a 3-man rush. Drop back in the zone, and you can see him moving. He tries to hit him in the end zone, and incomplete pass, and knocks it down. You see Coach Leach watching it from the sideline. I tell you, he doesn't change his expression.
No, he sure didn't. And here is Coach Fran with a little body English watching that ball be thrown. The other assistants jumping up and down, and then Coach Franchione says, yes, we have gotten the job done. We are now a 7-3 ball club. Remember, this is a team that last year was 4-8. Let's listen in now. The Aggie War Hymn, Coach Fran, his wife Kim alongside to his right, taking their positions and facing the student body. Chaos. Isn't that a moment? And this press box, believe me, was swaying with the 82,000 fans here at Kyle Field. Reggie McNeil, the quarterback, being embraced by his head coach and the coach's wife.
The coach talked about Kim and said that that's his wife, but is also the best person he's ever known. And she shows more compassion and is the best person he's ever been around. So it's great to have a wife like that for a head coach, I promise you, because I got one.
And you've been down that road, Coach. You know what that's all about.
It really is a great feeling when you walk off that field as a winner, and can't hardly, beat that. But you got to feel for Texas Tech and the Red Raiders. They played a great football game, and
Coach Fran working his way over to where Vince Welch is positioned, and Vince is standing alongside. Let's check in now down on the field.
Coach Franchione with his wife, Kim, what a great win today. Congratulations.
Well, it was a great football game. I'm really proud of our players and really happy for them and our fans, and kind of the breath taken away right now. It's just a great win.
Your defense is one of the lower-ranked pass defenses in the nation against the #1 pass offense in the nation, but I thought it stood up today.
Well, they did a great job. Tech can certainly move the ball as well as anybody, and Coach Torbush and the coaches put together a great game plan, and the kids executed it very well.
We just saw you celebrate with the 12th man. What a great atmosphere for college football. I know you've seen a lot of college football and a lot of football in different places, but this is special, isn't it?
It is very special. It does not get any better than this right here. Heck of a way to make a living, isn't it?
Yeah. Kim, what do you think?
I'm just glad it's over and we won.
A family celebration at College Station. Texas A&M wins over Texas Tech.
Well, the master rebuilder, Dennis Franchione, has done it with a 7-3 record now and 1 game to go. Once again, our final score today, 32-25 for Dan Reeves, Vince Welch. I'm Gary Gerald. All of our hard-working crew from College Station, we appreciate so much all of their effort. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports. Now we'll be headed off to New York. John Saunders, Craig James, Aaron Taylor are all standing by. What a ball game we have seen in Texas on this day. We hope you've enjoyed it as we say good night from College Station.
And welcome to the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. You know, there were